Hi everyone. Today we are going to start our problem solving series. So I am first going to discuss about sample problem 1.01. Before discussing the problem, I want to remind you that you have to read the concepts from the book at least till the beginning of this problem. That is up to till page 30 you have to read, try to understand yourself, try to solve the problem by yourself. If you are finding difficulty, just continue to watch the video. So before going into the problem, I want to recap some basic things. Like let's assume we have some 1D object like a strip, okay, a small strip, a very thin strip. So it will have a length L. It will have a length L. Then if I stacked multiple strips together, like if I am stacking multiple strips together of equal length, then I will get a 2D object. That 2D object is a kind of paper kind of thing. Okay, so I will get a 2D object. Now this 2D object will have area. To get the area, you have to multiply the 1D object with the additional dimension length. That is, here as an 1D object it has a length L, and now it got a breadth B, like another one length B. So area is equal to L into B. Now if I stack this 2D object, like if I stack the 1D object, I got 2D object. If I stack this 2D object, I will get a 3D object, right? If you assume the 2D object as a paper, if I stack it together, I will get a book, and the book will have some length L, some breadth B, and it will have some height H. So now the 3D object will have a property called volume. So volume, what we have done in case of area, we just multiplied the 1D object property length into the extra dimensional length, that is L into B. Similarly, what we will do is we will multiply the 2D objects property like area into the extra dimension, so which is equal to area into that extra dimension H. So area is length into B, that is a property of this 2D dimension, and it has an additional length H in the another dimension, so that is a 3D object. Similarly, if you assume I have a circle, instead of a length L for a single strip, if I make it as a circle, then this circle will have an area of pi r square. How you got pi r square, you can check from some basic mathematical books or some YouTube videos, and we will have pi r square. And if I stack multiple circles or multiple ring kind of things, finally I will get a cylinder, right? So this is a 3D object. So now it will have a volume, so which is the area of the 2D object corresponding to the 3D object into the extra height, the height of this thing. So the area of the corresponding 2D object is pi r square into height. So pi r square height will be the volume of the cylinder. Likewise, you can interpret with other objects like real life objects, and in case of sphere it will be somewhat different, but everything follows the same rule. It will stack n-1 dimensional object. Like for getting the paper, we stacked a one dimensional object of very thin length L strips together to get a paper, and we stacked paper to get a book. Similarly, we have a 2D ring, we stack together to get a cylinder. Similarly, it works for sphere also. You can try as per your wish. Okay, you can check your basic things. So this is the basic concept. about area, volume and length. Then you want to know about some conversions. 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter, that you should know. Then 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, that also you should know. 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. So this also you should want to know. And you also want to know that a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. So bases are same, we just sum up the powers. Okay, similarly you want to know a power m by a power n. We can write it as, when the denominator goes to the numerator, its power become negative, like it will when denominator goes to numerator, the power will change its sign. So a power m, and the denominator is going to the numerator, so it is a power minus n. So now the bases are same, so just add the powers, which is equal to a power m plus and minus minus, so minus n, a power m minus n. One more thing you want to know is 1 by 10 is equal to 1 by 10 power 1, that is power 1, which is equal to, I will take this denominator to numerator, so 1 into 10 to the power minus 1, which is equal to 0.1. Okay, similarly 1 by 100 is equal to 1 by 10 square, 10 into 10 is the 100, which is equal to 1 into 10 to the power minus 2, which is equal to 0.01. So you can think it is in this way. Just assume there is one point near this one. So when I am asking to divide you by a 10 or some 10, you just skip this decimal point to the left side, which is equal to 0.1. I just jump the decimal place from this side is jumped to this side. So if I am asking you to divide by 100, there are 2 zeros, so it will assume there is a decimal point there, then it will jump 2 times, so 0.01. From that this side it has jumped 2 times. Then how will you write for 1000? It has to jump 3 times. So assume there is one point here, 1, 2, 3. So here it should come, all others places it should fill with 0. So it is equal to 0.001. Similarly, think that 1 into 10 is equal to what? Everyone knows, 10. But you have to assume in this way, there is a point here. This point will move towards right side. In previous case, in division it is moving towards left side. In this case it is moving towards right side. So from here the point came here. So 1 into 100 is equal to 100. 1 into 1000 is equal to 1000. You have to think in that way, like a point is shifting its place, like a point is shifting its place. So 0.001 into 10 is equal to, the point should shift its place 1 in left side, so it should be 0.01, or I can write 0.01. Okay, similarly 0.01 into 10, which is equal to 0.1. I just, the point jumped one place, so which is equal to 0.1. Now assume 0.001 into 1000. That means the point is going to jump 3 times, because there are 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. So now my value is 0.0001 point, or I can write it as 1. In another way I can do is, see this 0.001, how I can write? I can write it as 1 by 10 to the power 3, right, into 1000, or 1 by 1000 into 1000. So both will cancel and I will get 1. So there are multiple ways to solve the problem. There is not only one mathematical method, and you can't say this mathematical method is right, that mathematical method is right. Till some method works, that method is right. Okay. Next thing I want to remind you, that is how to change the units, and we will use a method called chain link conversion method. So how we will use that method? Like I know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, right? I can write the same thing as 1 minute by 60 second is equal to 1. Like here it is numerator, when it is going on opposite side of the equal to sign, it will goes to the denominator. Okay, or else you can think that we are dividing both sides by 60 seconds, so that RHS will cancel each other and you will get 1. So anyway, as per your convenience, you can think of that thing. I usually think like when RHS is going to LHS, the numerator is going to become a denominator, and similarly if a denominator is going from RHS to LHS or LHS to RHS, the denominator will become numerator. So it's up to my convenience and it's up to your convenience. Think of how to approach the problem, and always remember, you never write 1 by 60 is equal to 1, so it will become 1 is equal to 60. 1 is not equal to 60. This method is wrong. Okay, you should always mention the units when you are writing in this way. Now this ratio means some numerator by some denominator. It will have some numerator and denominator. That ratio is called the conversion factor. This is the conversion factor. Okay, how to apply this? Let's assume you have to convert 2 minutes into seconds. So we already know 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So what we will do, we want to get the conversion factor first. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay, so now I want to convert this 2 minute into seconds. I want to remove this minute. So for that I need something in denominator which is in minutes, so that I can cancel each other and I can solve the problem. So I should frame my ratio in such a way that 1 is equal to 60 seconds by 1 minute. Okay, now I can multiply this 2 minutes into 1, so the value is not going to change. Now instead of 1 I can substitute this conversion ratio. So 2 minute into 60 seconds by 1 minute. Now minute will cancel each other. So 2 into 60 seconds by 1, denominator by 1 will give the same answer, which is equal to 2 into 60 second, which is equal to 120 seconds. So this is the way we are using the conversion factor. We will check one more problem. Convert 2 centimeter to meter. How we will do? How we will convert 2 centimeter to meter? We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, right? So 2 centimeter, we will multiply it with 1, so the value will not change, and this 1 should be replaced by our conversion factor. So how we will frame the conversion factor? Our centimeter should come on denominator so that it will cancel each other. So 1 meter by 100 centimeter is equal to 1. So this 1 can be replaced by our conversion factor, 1 centimeter into 1 meter by 100 centimeter. Now I can cancel 2 into 1 meter by 100. Now I can write 2 into 1 by 10 square meter. So 2 into 1, 2 by 10 square meter, which is equal to 2 into denominator to numerator. So the power will change its sign, 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Now we will check one more problem, like convert 2 millimeter to meter. We know that 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter. Okay, we know that. So we will multiply it with 1, and we will frame this in such a way so that numerator and denominator units should cancel each other. So 1 is equal to 1 meter by 1000 millimeter. So 2 millimeter into 1 meter by 1000 millimeter. So millimeter and millimeter will cancel each other. 2 into 1 will be 2. So 2 meter by 1000, or in other words 2 meter by 10 to the power 3. In other words 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. When the denominator is going to the numerator, its power will change. Okay, similarly another one question, like 30 centimeter to millimeter. We know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Therefore, to convert this, we will multiply by 1. So 1 is equal to 10 millimeter by 1 centimeter. We are framing in such a way to cancel the centimeter. So 30 centimeter into 10 millimeter by 1 centimeter. So this will cancel. So 30 into 10 is equal to 300 millimeter by 1, which is equal to 300 millimeter. Or we can write 3 into 100 millimeter, which is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 2 millimeter. It's up to us how to write the results. One more thing we will look into is significant figures. So significant figures, so that also we will just try. Like in this book, if a problem involves some number like 1 2 3 4 5, then we will consider all the digits as significant digit, like 1 2 3. Here 4 significant digits, like also 4 significant figures. Okay, if your problem is giving a value like 2.5, then we will consider it has 2 significant figures. Okay, usually while solving problem, we will write the answer in such a way that It should match the significant figures in the question. And remember, powers of 10 has no significant figure value. So 3.15 into 10 to the power 3 will have 3 significant figures, because the powers of 10, this will have no significant while considering numbers, because the concept of significant figure is made in such a way. So we have to follow this rule. And if a question they have given some 3000, we know that it can be written as 3 into 10 to the power 3. So it will have only one significant figure. It is not like that. If a question they have clearly mentioned these all the zeros, if they are mentioning a number with all the zeros, then they know the value is exact, so it is not approximate. So we can consider it as a 4 significant figures. Okay, if they are giving in this format, we can consider it as a 1 significant figure. Similarly, the value 3.65, 3.56, like 3.65 millimeter, 3.56 meter, 0.00356 meter, these all have 3 significant figures. You just remember this is the format. Okay, actually the zeros to the left of the first significant figures are not considered as significant. That is a rule. So you don't want to mug up all the things. You just remember these things. That's enough. Okay, then the concept is rounding off. It also has some certain rules, like if I have a number like 7.35 11.3516, then I want to round off to 2 or 3 significant figures. Then what I will do, how I will round off, I may round off to 11.3, but here exists a person known as 5. So if a person 5 is present, and if I am going to round off the nearby digit, and if I am going to stop the value till here, then I have to follow some certain rules. So if it is 5 or greater than 5, then I will round off it as 11.4. Again, there has some other rules to follow. If I have a number like 11.3279, and again I want to round off 3 significant figures, since it is not 5, I can directly round off it to 3 significant figures. Okay, so there are some rules and regulation. You can check our Instagram page. I have provided a decent mind map to learn about significant figures and rounding off. There are some rules, and I have provided all the rules. You can check our Instagram page, KB Center for Physics. These are some of the basic concepts you should know before starting any physics problems. So I just gave an introduction regarding those things. We will start solving our problem in the next video. So this is a basic introduction regarding some problem solving things. If you don't know these things, you don't want to go and check some 5th standard or 6th standard or 7th standard student book. You just understand what I have done here. If you didn't understand clearly, you just come back and recap it and frame your own numbers. You just try to get the answers by yourself, and to check whether your answer is right or not, you just give the number to Google, and you can ask, like, if I am using 143.216, what is the significant figure for this number? You can ask Google, and it will detailedly it will give the answer for it. Like that, you can check by yourself. Just I want to brush up some things, so I gave some basic ideas before solving some physics problems.